now that I'm looking at this thing, I don't know. Are you ready for the surprise of Vesuvius? It's Julia Child's Baked Alaska. It's coming right up.
Oh! Bon appetit.
This is volume 2 of Mastering the Art of French Cooking from JC today. And yeah, we're gonna go a little bigger today, a little more extravagant, for a good reason. We're celebrating. This is the 100K Jamie and Julia episode celebration. And, and yeah, it's 100,000 subscribers. And yeah, it's a big deal. So, you know, since we're all in this together, I figured let's celebrate in style. So I found the perfect dessert to do just that. The Surprise of Vesuvius. La Surprise de Vesuvius. French baked Alaska Flambée. Vesuvius erupting is the French version of our baked Alaska ice cream dessert that is spread with meringue and browned quickly in a hot oven. Here, the meringue is sprinkled with powdered sugar. The volcano is contained in half an eggshell thrust crater-like into the center of the Vesuvius and filled with flaming liqueur that courses down the mountain slopes like molten lava. There's no illustrations in this one today. There's no drawings to help me out with what it's supposed to look like. So, I went online to search to see if there's anything, any sort of footprint that's gonna help guide me with this. Well, there's a Julia Child clip there, but I clicked on it and it didn't play for me. So the only other thing I could see is that right there. And that's not really helpful. So yeah, that can go away. We're going in blind, as per usual. There's a couple different ways you can probably start this recipe, but since I am making my own ice cream, I figure start with the ice cream. Get that into the freezer, get it chilling, move on to other things. She says you can use any ice cream formula you wish, either from the preceding recipes or shop bought. But, I was checking out some of these preceding recipes and I had a blast from the past with the Kilimanjaro Ice Cream Mountain. I made it. The ice cream in it was I reached the summit. So over here on the fire burner, I need some simmering water in a pan. Then right here, standard saucepan. Okay, on a medium heat, 4 ounces, 113-ish grams of, this is just like chocolate chunks, dark chocolate chunks. Read the recipe, you dummy. Take the chocolate chunks out of the saucepan. You skipped like a bunch of steps. Instead, I need 4 ounces of sugar, 4 tablespoons of water. Stir this around until the sugar has completely dissolved and it's like see-through, clear. There's a little brownish hue to this perfectly clearness because I'm using the cane sugar. I don't know if it becomes perfectly clear. Maybe it does. Maybe it will. Maybe I should turn off the heat. I got instant coffee here. And last time I did this, I added 2 tablespoons of instant coffee, just the grinds, like the powder, and it clumped up in this. So I proceeded to make a cup of joe instant coffee, and I poured in like the liquid coffee. It worked. But then everyone in the comments told me I did it wrong. So I'm gonna add in the powder this time and see how it goes. This is how you're supposed to do it. Apparently, 2 tablespoons worth. Give it a stir and watch everything come crumbling down. Yep, just as I expected, it clumped up. Trust your damn instincts. At the end of the day, I think it's gonna work itself out. So let's just keep going. It's time for the chocolate. Stir that all in. Remember, this is with the heat off. I gotta cover it, and I'm gonna bring it over here into the pan with the simmering water. Let it hang out over there. The chocolate's gotta melt. So move the operation back over here. Step in the syrupy stuff that you dropped on the ground. Next up, I gotta make the creme chantilly. Although, yes, I'm gonna stop saying chantilly because everyone has told me it is chantilly. Chantilly, I hope. Bowl me. 1, and I'm gonna need my big one too. Thank you. All right, obviously I've made this stuff before. Bunch of ice cubes, some water here, and the other bowl goes on top. Thanks to all of you for telling me to put a towel underneath. And now we're in business. 1.5 cups, 355 milliliters heavy cream. Beat the cream up until it's double in volume. So I gotta keep it circulating, circulate. I wasn't paying attention. So we're past the ribbon stage. We're past the ribbon stage. Beat the chocolate for a moment over the ice until perfectly smooth and shiny. Yeah, that was easy. And then, okay, I got my snowman. And then I need to finally fold the chocolate mixture into the chantilly. Get a little in there to start, and just add all of it. Oh my God, don't do this to me. Please don't do this. I think I have to give this a quick beat because the chocolate isn't mixing as perfectly well as I thought it would. Okay, don't do that anymore. Little pieces of the chocolate in here that just haven't combined with the cream 100%. It's not life-threatening or anything like that. It's like I'm gonna follow through with everything I'm doing. It just doesn't make it look super smooth. I have a feeling that chocolate syrup had just cooled down a bit too much, and then I was trying to add it into the cream and it just wouldn't. I mean, at the end of the day, chocolate's chocolate, so I mean, as long as it's tasty, I'm all aboard. Immediately turn the ice cream mixture into a mold. Right. Bowl me. Thank you. Thinking this as a mold, that's kind of got a Vesuvius look to it. Get a plastic wrap on top, and I gotta get this in the freezer. It's gonna take around 2 to probably 4 hours. Hopefully 2, maybe probably 4. Now she has a couple suggestions here of what kind of cake I can make. A genoise, a sponge cake, or an almond and orange cake from volume 1. Too soon. Kind of frustrated, and when I get frustrated, I get sloppy, and then when I get sloppy, I cut the cake unevenly, and I start making mistakes. So yeah, I'm gonna make the genoise because it has a cool name. And this is it right here, Le Genoise Electrique, light yellow whole egg cake. All right, so I have done a little mise en place here. So I got all my cake batter ingredients ready to rock and or roll, depending on your preference. I got 2 ounces, like 2 tablespoons of butter. I just gotta melt this. Prepare cake. Okay, I don't think I really need to remind you guys how much of a fantastic time I had making that orange cake. I learned a lot of lessons during that period of my life, a lot of things that I do not want to relive. So I am going to do my best to avoid all those mistakes that I made. So I'm gonna butter up my cake tin, and based on what the comments have been telling me, you butter it up as liberally as you can. So yeah, just get your hand in there, man. And they say, use lots of flour, lots of it. Because if this cake is gonna stick to this pan, I'm gonna be really peeved off. Okay, in parchment paper shaped like a terrible circle. The cake pan is prepped. Okay, so now that I did that, he shoots, he scores. Beat the eggs, sugar. Beat all the ingredients for 10 minutes or more, depending on efficiency of the mixer. The Silver Fox, efficiency. So first I'm gonna add 3 eggs, 4 ounces, 113-ish grams of sugar, vanilla extract, teaspoon and a half, that was like 2 teaspoons, and the grated rind of 1 lemon. I probably use this whisk attachment. And depending on the efficiency of my mixer, this should take around 10 minutes to reach the ribbon stage, although I believe it's gonna take much less time because look at this bad boy. And then on the second page there, I didn't notice I need a pinch of salt. Okay, this is like doubled in volume, it's thickened up, it's pale yellow, and we are at the ribbon stage. See those ribbons landing on top and then disappearing? That's what we like to see. I mean, she wasn't lying though, that took around 10 minutes. Even with the Silver Fox. I'm shocked. Holy hell, that's good. That lemon, whew, beautiful. This is 2.5 ounces of flour. It's like 70-ish grams or so. Sift in 1/4 of the flour. So I just cut through the middle, fold it over. Rapid fold session. Oh, I forgot to rotate. Like that. 6 to 8 times, she said. Remaining flour in, and do the same thing. Oh, sprinkle in half of the remaining flour. Oh, I just sprinkled in all of it. Whatever. Tepid melted butter needs to be added. I'm supposed to do it back and forth with the flour, but I added all the flour. So I'm just gonna add a little, fold it in with kind of the flour that I haven't folded in all the way. But do it rapidly and rotate, man. The rest of the butter. So do not overmix. Batter must retain original volume. And then this immediately goes into my cake, blah, blah. Yeah, she wants me to run this all the way up to the edge, so I shall do what she says. Okay, so this is important. There's no baking powder in this cake, meaning that you must fold the flour and butter into the cake batter with such speed and delicacy that you do not deflate it, and the cake will rise as it should in the oven. You better move fast there, buddy boy. Bang it lightly on the table. Middle rack. A lot of people have been saying that my oven runs a little hotter than what Julia would be using. It's just like a more modern oven. So, you know, I'm gonna just turn the temperature down by 5 degrees Fahrenheit. And then I'm gonna have that bake for 25 to 30 minutes. Nice. 25 minutes later. She says the cake is done when the top is spongy. Hell yes. And shows a hairline of shrinkage around the edge of the tin. Check. This baby's done. Waiting for it to come back into focus. There it is. I need to let this cool. 10 minutes or more. Onto a cooling rack. Wait a few minutes and the cake will just drop out of the tin. So let's just try that. I'll just give it a little push. Ta-da! That is a fine ass looking cake, I must say. Now we stay in a holding pattern until this thing is completely cooled off. So it might take an hour or so, but I got nowhere else to go. Unfortunately. I have made a total of 2 baked Alaskas, so I got a little history with these things. The first one was when I was just starting out cooking, and I just made it because it was a famously difficult dish to make. So yeah, you can imagine what happened. You ready? And then the second time, it was kind of a redemption story, and that one turned out. It was great. So I should have mentioned this earlier, but with the ice cream, she recommended using a melon-shaped mold, about 12 inches long, and I obviously used that bowl. I'm happy with my decision because, you know, I'm trying to make a Vesuvius here, and I don't know how you would get that with the melon-shaped mold. Anyway, slice the cake into 1/2-inch layers, and then cut cake layers in such a way that form a large oval, like a melon-shaped mold. Yeah, I'm not gonna do the oval because I don't need to. I just need to cut it in 1/2-inch layers and I'll go from there. Oh. Last time I tried slicing a cake, everyone told me to use, I believe they said use dental floss. And I have no idea how this dental floss thing works, but we're gonna give it the old college try. Is it like this? Whoa, no. Okay, how do you do this? Oh, I see. Okay, that might work. No, that's not gonna work. All right, I'll watch a video on how to do it. Maybe my floss isn't strong enough. I don't wanna do that anymore. I'm just gonna use the good old-fashioned knife, honestly. Dental floss thing wasn't my bag. This is much more my style. My ice cream. And I believe what's going on here is that I need to make fit. Oh, that's like a perfect fit. This needs to have 1/2 inch. Did I really need to cut the cake? Such an idiot. Now that I'm looking at this f***ing thing, I don't know. She's talking about melon-shaped molds, and all of a sudden I've sliced this in half. She was trying to match that melon shape, which I don't need to do. Mine was already the perfect shape, so I didn't need to cut my cake in half. But I did. Is there a lesson there? No. No one give me shit about reading the recipe. I read the recipe a bit too much there. So I'm gonna keep the ice cream back in the freezer. Ooh. For the first time in Jamie and Julia history, I'm using cognac. I can't tell you how many Julia recipes call for cognac. I always use brandy. But I figure, 100K subscribers, you can't go wrong with some cognac to celebrate, even though this is the cheapest one I could find. But if I keep, increasing those subscribers, 100,000, then I'll keep improving the cognac. We got a deal. I only want to use what I should be using. Gonna piece together the cake. Cutting it in half never happened. And now I'm going to sprinkle on cognac. Sprinkle. So that's gonna end up being around 2 tablespoons. She says 2 to 3 tablespoons. That was 3 tablespoons. Cover tightly with plastic wrap and set this aside. So I need to assemble, brown, flambe, and serve it. Firstly, I need to start with beating the meringue. And to do so, I need 10 egg whites, room temperature. Oh, here we go. Thank you. Right, I'm gonna need a couple more. It is really incredibly stupid for me to be breaking these eggs over the egg white bowl. Just in case a broken egg yolk falls in there, that's game over. I'm gonna keep the eggshells aside because I'm gonna need one for the top of my mountain. And the egg yolks, you're gonna save those for a rainy day. This is the point of no return. Once those egg whites are whipped up, it's all hands on deck until this thing is finished. Hold on to your butts. Whisk attachment, that is incredibly clean, yes. Okay, so first let me beat these up until they've reached soft peaks to start. High speed. Soft peaks, foamy stage. Just gotta add a couple pinches of salt. I hope you can hear me, half a teaspoon of cream of tartar. I should have started on a lower speed and worked my way up, but I started on high. And now I gotta backtrack. Caster sugar, 3/4 of a pound, 340 grams or so. I'm adding in a tablespoon at a time until it's all gone. This is a lot of sugar. Should be 1/2-minute intervals between each 3 tablespoons, which I wasn't really doing, but it's gonna be fine. This is also a couple drops of vanilla. So these need to be shiny, stiff peaks. And ladies and gentlemen, I think we've done it. These are the stiffest peaks I've ever peaked. So set ice cream mold in a basin of tepid water. You remember during the Kilimanjaro episode, I couldn't get this thing out of the mold. Please come out. But I'm feeling a little more confident today. Confidence goes a really long way. First, I'm gonna take a knife around the edge. Oh, it's already loosening. That's a beautiful thing. Okay, that didn't take long. Flip the ice cream mold onto the cake. Please come out, please come out. I really thought I had it there. Whether you like it or not, that's coming out of the mold. How much of a border do you want around that ice cream? Oops. Chocolate all over. You want an inch border around the ice cream on the cake. So I think I've achieved that. Okay, let's take the meringue and cover this whole damn thing. First, I should do a layer around the ice cream so that no ice cream pollutes my beautiful white. That has been achieved. All right, so let's just keep going at this point. Meringue should be about 1 inch thick over the ice cream. Done. In order to insulate it from heat. With spatula, make vertical striatation. Straight on the very top. You want a peak. How big of a peak do you want? Yeah, you want this to be a smooth looking Vesuvius, like ridges in the volcano, so that the liqueur will flow down once I add it to the top. I'm gonna wash the eggshell out, cut it with a sawtooth scissors, she says. I'm just gonna use regular scissors because I don't have sawtooth ones. Insert eggshell in peak of the mountain. Okay, then I got a sieve icing sugar all over the meringue. Brown the meringue lightly, and you can throw it in the oven if I want to. That would do the job, but I don't really want to. I don't really trust myself with that method, honestly. So what I'm gonna do instead, torch it. I severely need to regroup, so I'm just gonna add this into the freezer for a few minutes while I clean up. Of course, there's no room in here. Hold tight, Baked Alaska. Need around 120 milliliters of cognac. This is why we got the cheap stuff today. And I'm gonna add it into this pan, heat it up. Baked Alaska. So what I'm about to do is pour the cognac into that eggshell that is kind of like, you can't see the eggshell. I don't want you to see the eggshell. I'm switching pans over here. Easier to pour from this pan than it was to the other pan. Here we go. Order up. What is that? That, my friends, was a dessert. And if you still have a little booze left over in your little egg shot glass, down the hatch. And I'm spent. Only for special occasions. But it's magnificent. I'm very tired right now. It's like a late evening dessert because I'm gonna go take a nap. I'm starting to show my age. I'm eating desserts from the 50s and I gotta go take a nap. 3 beautiful components, all homemade. You know, it wouldn't have hit as hard if I bought something from the store like the ice cream or the cake. Because the cake, I would have missed out on that lemon zest. And then the ice cream or the semi-freddo, whatever you wanna call it, it's just rich, chocolatey. It's just, it's a lot, it's caloric, but it's delicious. And I was raving about it while I was eating the Kilimanjaro, and now I'm raving about it after I've had the Vesuvius. It's a good ice cream. Oh, and the meringue. I mean, I added so much sugar in that thing, I don't even know what's up, but that meringue was also delicious. The whole damn thing hits hard. So we did it, everyone, 100,000 subscribers. That is a big deal for me. I've been wanting this one for a while, and I couldn't be more thrilled that you're all here in on the fun. We're all doing this together, figuring this stuff out, cooking up a storm, eating good food, making huge messes, having me clean them all up in the end. Like I will have to eventually with this one. There's like cognac everywhere. And it's an expensive mess. 100,000 subscribers, it's amazing, it's amazing. This was Jamie and Julia. Bon appetit. Au revoir. Patreon a few days ago was the place to be because I was doing 100K Patreon only live stream, just celebrating this milestone. So there was questions asked and answered. We just shot the shit, my patrons and myself, and it's just like a smaller group of people. So it's a fun time just to. If you're also interested in joining Patreon, there's other bonus stuff over there, and you can support the show that way. That's the best way to do it. It's linked right here, Patreon. It's also in the description. Of course, you don't need to if you don't want to. Just hang out right here. Lots more to come. Bye.